Hello everyone. So, as you can see above me here, I'm in ShapesXR. This is maybe my third foray into, I almost said a game. It is not a game, it's a tool. It's a beautiful tool made by the folks at Tvori. And I thought I'd show you how I'm using it these days. Misty Dust. That's a cool name for my space. So there is a contest going on right now. We're in the last day of that contest about the future of consumption in the metaverse, which is quite a mouthful. But therein lies the implication that the prompt is around how will we view things, view media, view all sorts of content in the future. And I sort of want to take a little different outside of the box spin on that. So hence Lucid Dream Station. I'm actually going to bring in my own ping file for this, if I can remember how to do that. Again, third time I'm getting into this, but I am getting the hang of it. Part of the fun, and this is, I give the folks ShapesXR a lot of credit, because so much of the fun of Tvori as well was just jumping in and trying things rather than getting too overly prescriptive following directions. And that's the beauty of VR too. It's just sort of jumping in, see what happens, especially with new tools. And I'm lucky, 4 years into this game, I'm still playing with new tools. So as it says here, Lucid Dream Trainer, we consume our reveries nightly. Now with the aid of AR-enabled contacts and holographic projections, a therapist avatar takes you through exercises to empower you in ways that only the metaverse can. And, you all can have your discussions about what you think the metaverse is, and I'm not going to try to dive into that too much. But so just to explain what this really is, it is ultimately either a solo or a collaborative prototyping tool. So you could, let's say it's an AR or VR experience. You can take someone, designer or not, through the whole sort of like kind of gray box design of your piece from start to end. So right now I have 8 frames, and I'm going to sort of finish out the piece as best I can. It is intentionally very simple. The tools that you'll find in there are also made to be very simple, primitives. I'm almost everything in here, with the exception of one thing, which is the therapist avatar, is all within the physical tool set included. And what I pulled from earlier, actually, I should say this, these are all bespoke. These are all things that I brought in, just like Photoshop ping files that I made, and then one model. Those can be uploaded through a shared server or a private server, sorry. So let me just do this. Like if I just go on my left hand tool here, I can actually like take you through piece by piece. So it's meant to be kind of like its own sort of, dream pod, for lack of a better term. And I'm implying here you can have actually 2 players or 1, doesn't matter. And you get this character that comes up. Oh, what did I do there? Still trying to figure out some of the tools in terms of locking. So this character is Catlin Everbliss. Oh, that's funny. This is still not transparent, and I wonder why that is. Let's fix that real quick. So you can actually choose transparency, things of that nature. So if I bring that in, there we go. Welcome, dreamers. I'm Catlin Everbliss, your lucid dream trainer. Please feel free to pick one of these modules to begin making friends with your unconscious. I don't know why, but it has a requisite UK accent. So as we walk through, these modules will pop up. I want to add little titles to these, by the way. So there's Catlin again. Actually, I have it on both frames, which is fine. Let's do this. I want to actually know how to copy from frame to frame. So as you can see here, I can actually show you a little. It would be really cool if there were actual thumbnails for each frame. That would be one of my pieces of feedback, just for reference sake. So you could kind of like go back and forth and have little previews there But as it is, again, even the UI itself is made to be very, very simple. Um, there's even a bucket. So the way I'm even getting these colors, by the way, is a little color bucket here. And even that is intentionally left very simple. So I think the thinking and the thought process behind it, which I think is very sound, is to make sure you don't get bogged down too much in, just like 2D drawings, you don't get bogged down too much in the color theory and the uh, things that could basically sort of feed into your cognitive biases. So again, primitive tools, but then they also have pretty cool drawing tools here. A lot of these, which were very much inherited from Tavore, and that's how I drew this. So this is actually drawn with those sort of like sculpting painting tools. There is a simple text tool here, which I will use now. This is reality testing, so let's do that. So I'm going to make a little, let's see if that comes up. And it comes up with a little, make sure that goes a little bit bigger. What happened to that? How come it's not, hold up. Let's try that again. Let's make sure it comes up right. There we go. That's what I want. As you notice, it doesn't even give me like font choices. I even think that's quite intentional. So it'll be really interesting to see, because by the way, this is probably I think it's been out for less than a month now. And it's free, by the way, I should state that. So reality testing, and I might do the same for these as well when I have time later. So each of those are their own modules. And there are really interesting techniques that are available now for lucid dream training, essentially. And one of those is around reality testing. So reality testing, or reality checking, is a form of mental training. It increases metacognition by training your mind to notice your own awareness. So as Caitlin takes you through, mirrors, check your reflection to see if it looks normal. Self-explanatory, right? Solid objects. Push your hand against a wall or table and see if it goes through. Some people push their fingers into their opposite palm. I really need to try that. That's some Matrix level goodness right there. So in the primitives, let's see if we find a table. And yes, we do. It's right there. I like this one right here. Let's do that. So you might ask yourself, well, like, Kevin, you're kind of like a bit wibbly wobbly with your hand there. Well, there's an option here. If I can get close enough to the floor. Yeah, that's the floor right there. And I don't know if you can see it. This is actually changing it's modifying because it's giving me the option to actually align to the floor like that. And then from there, I can actually make it so. So let me see if I can find one with her reaching out. This one seems good. Trying to match the head. You can see. So you might want to also notate when you're also like scaling. So you can tell they give you centimeter measurements, which is great. I might actually give her a seat. So it's very obvious. So again, align to the ground. I can play with the rotation, and there we go. Do we have a seat in here? Yes, we do. Oops. I haven't figured that out yet. There's sometimes we'll play with the plane a bit funny. Yeah, there we go. Boom. There we have it. And for some reason, she has turned blue again. Or, yeah. So maybe I can make these their own colors. just to draw the attention towards it. There we go. And so now I have a new frame to make, and I'll do that, and then we'll be off. I think I have at least 3 more frames to make, actually. I think there are 5 elements to reality testing. I found them fascinating. I didn't know these fun facts. I definitely want to try the solid objects one. So if I go back up to my little sort of storyboard previewer here, I can duplicate, make a new frame. So in this case, I do want to duplicate. And then it also has these nice move to left and move to right. So it is like a, sort of very basic NLE, nonlinear editor in a way. So let's duplicate that. So those 2 frames are now the same. And I'm going to bring in, so what I'm doing, if you notice, I'm sort of rotating it around the user. So it does feel like a progression. And this is all inside of a ball, by the way. Oh, which I hope is not. Oh, there we go. Sorry, it's a lot of creakiness in my secret lab chair here if you're listening. Okay, so there we go. Bring it back. Back in the primitives. And I think it's 1, 2, 3. Is it this one? Oh, hands. Do they look normal? Oh, I might not. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change out the icon for this. So I don't know if you noticed that when I was... So something I like to actually figure out too is, how do I align when something's in the air? That isn't really as obvious to me. You can do this. You can line it up to... Wait, where's the center of this? Yeah, you can line it up with the anchor point there can be lined up with the center point of any of these like blue matrix dots you're seeing. So that's pretty cool. That's kind of the closest. But how do I rotate on that axis is my next question. Anyways, worry about that later. And we will see whether or not we have a handy dandy standing one. Her looking at her fans. This is pretty close. I might just go with this. So, whoops. No. Oh, what? Oh, so it's, I see. It's trying to hold. It's trying to find the closest spot to sort of grab onto. That's interesting. And then we'll move Catlin over here. So as you can see, we're going through this progression. What did I say? I said I would use a hand for here, which I will do. And I'll use something else for this. You know what? We'll look for that. Whoops. This will work a lot better. I like that. Solid objects. Boom. Make sure she's back to her original color. So me, for example, kind of going with this white for just the characters, that's sort of a visual language choice, right? Same for objects that are meant to be focused on an environment. So I would probably do that for this as well. So there you go. Cool. Why is this such a weird... I think it's because it's selected right now. So something I need to sort of... Oh, there we go. Cool. Boom, boom. So there you go. That's a short little... Oh, just so you can see, there's a really cool mode here. You can navigate between 2 viewpoints as far as I can see. You can even get into the viewpoint. So I'm one of the heads now, which is nice. And then I can grab, can I make another one? Ah, cool. Looks like I can. So if I navigate through these different views, that's a great way to also capture good shots. So maybe it's a far view. Where's the second one? Where's the second camera? There we go. Maybe an overhead, for instance. Or maybe it could be from Catlin's point of view, from here. I mean, you could easily see how this would work, right? Like, and then you just take a photo. It's as simple as that. Where's this one? Or overhead and close up. And it gets saved in my Quest. So there you have it. We've gone through most of the basic tools, and hopefully that gives you a nice little insight into what this tool is for. And I haven't tried it with other people yet, and that's kind of where I get most excited, because the best ideas come from a lovely team that's all working on the same concept and has the best interest for this little dreamer here. So my name is Kevin, as some of you may know, and this is Catlin, and we're signing off for the night. Take care, everyone.